People living in slums and rural areas are where you find the most uneducated people in the country. The majority of low-skilled and low-educated people live in rural areas because they aren't capable of paying to attend school. The result of this is that these people aren't capable of working in high-paying occupations that make them stay poor for many generations. But when rich people are given scholarships abroad, they tend to want to stay and live abroad, leaving their home country behind. There have been many instances of this recorded where high-educated Indonesians are fleeing the country to seek better work opportunity and better paying jobs. The solution for this, we believe, is to grant scholarships on the basis of a person's financial necessity instead of selecting people on the basis of the person's intelligence. There are three main reasons why we think this, and those three main reasons are the following. The first is that this gives people living in marginal communities and families more chance at earning a higher education. The second is that it increases the distribution of high-quality skilled laborers in the country from majority in urban areas to also include rural areas as well. The third is that these marginal poor people are the ones who need these scholarships the most. Okay, on to my first argument. We should all agree that everyone deserves high-quality education from the Indonesian government. That is without question. Whether you come from a family that is considered to be poor and lower class, or if you come from a wealthy family. If the education system in the country still chooses to grant students based on their cognitive intelligence, what will occur is that the rich will stay rich and the poor will stay poor. Too many students who could most benefit from higher education are finding it harder and harder to afford. Many studies conducted by economists in the country who seek to answer the question of can low-income students afford university found the answer to be that the majority of them cannot. And the culprit of this problem comes from how the National Education Department selects and grants people scholarships. The number one goal of a government, as we all know, is to erase every type of inequality, whether it is financial and economic inequality, human rights inequality, or the education inequality. The solution to this issue is simply by changing the way how we give scholarships to people who are already capable of affording high education and leave behind the ones who need the most, which are evidently poor people. The government should give more care towards these people and give them more chance at earning the scholarships that they truly, deeply need. Okay, on to my second argument. When we give everyone an equal chance at earning high education, the benefit of this will eventually reach the country's economy. By how, you may ask? Okay, rich families can afford high education that makes them a better human resource for the country without financial help from the government. But marginal and poor people, on the other hand, simply cannot afford the high education that these rich families receive. So that in turn makes them a low quality human resource that are evidently less valuable to the country's workforce. They are not able at doing high quality thinking jobs such as designing infrastructure, managing big companies, and innovating new technology. Rather, they are only capable of earning blue-collar jobs that does not require any thinking at all, such as a farmer, a janitor, housemaid, and so on. To grow economically as a country, increasing the quantity and quality of the nation's workforce will ultimately make this happen, make this a reality. Okay, on to my final argument. Lastly, we as a nation should follow the fifth precept in Pancasila, and that has the meaning in various implementations, such as upholding the spirits of mutual cooperation, caring for the suffering of others, maintaining a balance of rights and obligations, and striving to achieve equitable and social justice. Then, the most important point of practices of the fifth precepts of Pancasila is to develop a fair attitude towards others. We have to maintain a balance between rights and obligations. In addition, we can respect the rights of others. We have to develop others to be able to stand alone, independently, so that developing noble actions can be implemented there, which reflect the attitude and atmosphere of kindship and mutual cooperation. By giving the scholarship on the basis of the financial necessity, it will help the poor family to get the same education as high rich people. Therefore, gradually it will help to improve the human resource development of this country. On the real case, Joko, originally from Nganjuk, East Java, found the blue energy or the water-based fuel. He was graduated only from elementary school because he came from the low-income family. But then he could find the most sophisticated invention that is using water as the fuel to move the vehicles. Just imagine how big his inventions will be if the government gave him a chance to continue his study, even he could reach his bachelor or postgraduate degree. I think it will be a bigger, greater achievement and innovation. To conclude everything that I have stated in this debate, giving everyone an equal chance at earning high education will ultimately increase the economic growth of the country. If everyone, poor and rich, are able to reach high education, the quantity and quality of the nation's workforce or human resource will ultimately increase massively, resulting in greater work efficiency that will in the end result in the economic growth of the country. That's been it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.